Hey, welcome in everybody. How's it going? Welcome to the beginning of a playthrough of Stonesaga. Thank you, Open Owl Studios, for sending this over so I could take a look at this and do some playthroughs. I'm going to do some solo stuff. Welcome in, Time Roller. Good to see you. Yeah, so uh, I've been planning to play this yesterday, but just time got away from me, so this will be a solo Monday stream instead of a solo Sunday stream like I have been doing. But going forward, this is an episodic. It's gonna be episodic with this game because it's a campaign game where you're foraging, you're crafting, you're fishing, you're building up your society, your village, your group, and then there's adventures that go along the way. So yeah, this seems like a good one to kind of play multiple sessions of. Let me go down the table. I can show you everything that goes into this game. So here we go. All right, so as you can see, I'm starting out on this board here. That's kind of this cool like hexes. It has these trays that hold the hexes, which is really nice. Um, as you go through this game, it builds up a bigger map that you can search and that kind of thing. So I am playing. Let me see Well, you have two starting locations in which you can choose from. I am starting. Skyreach Plateau is the location I'm starting at. So, there's a good chance I'll be referencing the rules. I have it pulled up here as well. I got it plugged in some assistance here. If I have rules questions, I can reference up there. But yeah, so it's broken up into a day phase and a night phase. This is the day phase. I can go over each of those if you want to just pause right there if you're watching this later to kind of see what each action I can do during the day phase. But I can go through them. So basically, I can move, so I can move to different locations. I can exchange, so I can between the two of us, we can exchange items that we find through foraging, fishing, all those things. Uh, we can always, for free, that costs an action to exchange, but we can always, for free, exchange food and water, which is something we need when we get past our day phase. I can pack and unpack, so you can see on my board there is a things I hold and things that'll be in my pack are on this side, so I can exchange things from there. I can cause aid, so we have a health tracker that's on above our energy here, and if that gets down, then someone can become incapacitated, and so you can use an action to go help them out to get rid of one of their ailments. There is process, which it means so some of these items like some of the food like nuts, some of the stones, they aren't found like useful, so you have to process them to like the nuts you have to process to be able to eat. There's certain stones you got to process them, which you're able to use them as tools. Then you can craft, so we'll go over crafting when that comes about. That's an interesting mechanic that this game has, but you'll see what that is. Building, there's also, you can build an outpost. So there's, at a certain point, this is going to be farther into the game, you can build an outpost on one of these locations. Up to two with my player count. Then I can build a structure. So when I have the outpost done, then there's structures you can build within the outpost. So those are the basic actions I can do. There's feature actions that include gather water. So if I'm in an area, you can see here, if I'm in a location with water, I can spend an energy. So I basically flip a token. That's spending an energy to gather water, water helps with the regaining energy at during the night phase. I can prepare shelters. So there's these little shelter tokens here. I'll show you there. They you can put those out, though that costs, what does that cost? That costs an energy. So they can degrade, so they will go down as you can. So if there's already shelter in place, it'll increase this to a 2, and so it's available for multiple nights, the shelter. You have to be in an area that has a cave, so I do happen to be and the starting area has a little cave symbol there. Then, what else we got? Fish, which is a whole mechanic. We'll go over that when I go to fish, which is an interesting thing. I'll show you how that works. Forage also there's multiple cards, and I'll show you how that works as well. And it's all in this box A that has basically the whole event, like a lot of the items and those mechanics, the fishing, the foraging, that kind of stuff. And foraging, mining, same thing. That takes cards and actually mining is depending on where you're mining at. There are these different tokens that represent different stones based on the area you're in. There's this little sack here that you basically search that sack, and you are able to select mining tokens out of there. So the way this works is we start out. So these cards start our adventure basically. So this is the starting one, the absolute first one, Seeds on the Wind. And it tells you what things you're trying to accomplish here. There's this little, that's on the other side, it must be. But I'll go over this, what this entails. But so Seeds on the Wind, you are, this is the start of the campaign, it's the introduction. Play this challenge to begin the new campaign. So this is how we're beginning here. Under the icy watch of the moon, your people found a passage into a primordial veil long sealed by ancient glaciers. To survive, you'll need to find sustenance and a refuge for your people before winter. Set aside the remaining introductory goals, so G103 through G10, I have those over here to the side. My immediate goals are survive the night and leave the fish. So, and I'll go over what those are. So yeah, the introductory goals are set to the side for later use. Then set up the valley. So we did that. Once you have completed setup, flip this card over. So I'll go over which each learn the fish. And what those are. So that kind of shows you this side of the card, and I'll go over, getting a little glare there. I'll go over what each thing there does. This symbol will come into play potentially if we do mining and stuff. I'll go over what that does, but you'll see as we play. So we reference this card. So at the end of any day, if I make tools, if make tools is complete, I check in the codex number 200, found in the codex. Then there's also these different things that could happen if our activity level here, it starts as this starts at 0. If it gets up to 4, there's a valley event that happens. As your people explore the valley, they find an impressive abundance. Each character sex with a river. So these are different things that'll happen. I can read those when that happens. So that's that. So we can flip that over. That's into effect. So it looks like it's kind of looking into it at the end if you make tools. So that'll take a while because it takes processing different items to build and then combining them to make different tools. So these are the two starting what were they called? Goals. Sorry, that we're gonna be starting with. So survive the night. I'll read through that. So what that says is so that I'll go over that when we get to the night phase. So surviving the night, we'll go over that. Learning to fish is the next one. The fish in the river are swift, so I'll go through that when we learn to fish. So it says one character must fish at the lake by performing the action below. So that's what we'll be doing. Well, I can do it at that starting location where that's at. I can fish too, and I'll go through what that looks like. So that is how everything is set up. We have this guidebook that we can fill out, so we can keep track of where what location. So each location has a name and a number on it. We can put it in this book to keep track if we're like saving the game and different things like that. And we're documenting our recipes when we start putting things together to make items. We can put those in here. So it's kind of like a legacy game in which you are doing these things. So you will be writing in the book, and then there's attempted recipes. So ones that didn't work out, you can put in here as well. Because there's a potential that you can spend action to combine two things, and nothing happens. So yeah. So I need. You can play this game in which you have so if you're playing multiple players, or I'm going to do it this way too, is if you have multiple characters, you can have one action with one character, then switch to the next character, one action, go back and forth. You can technically play this game all simultaneously if you want to kind of move things along a little quicker. So, okay, so that is the basics of this game. More details will come as I go. So I'm going to start with Tim. He's going to take the first action, my guy to the left here, and then I'll move back and forth with them. So he has, and we'll go through the night phase when the night phase happens. So he is going to forage, I think. Let me get a token I'm going to need. Where is that one token? Because when we do things in these areas, it's going to deplete. Here they are. Resources. So as soon as you do something, it's going to take extra energy for someone else to do something, and then if they do it then it flips, and so this gradually gets better. So it kind of prevents you from just staying in one spot and trying to gather resources. So I will need that token available to be able to keep track of each location when I've depleted something. So, I mean, learn to fish. We could start by fishing right away. There's potential that we could get water. We are going to need water. Water and food helps us heal. We have the sack that holds our items. We have 2 spots here in which we can put food and water just for the night phase. This is dual layer boards. So at certain points, we're going to have to make sure everything fits in our sack. If not, that stuff gets tossed out, basically. All right, I'm gonna start by fishing. So that costs 2 energy. I'm gonna fish here at this lake. So I flip these 2, and then I go here and I grab the fishing cards that are in here. Where is the journey deck? Fishing deck. Here we go. So all these cards are out of the fishing deck. So we start out by looking here. So yeah, that's gonna green out a little bit of the edges, but so at this location, there's a potential of 1 fish, one. I'm not sure. I have to look up what those are. Maybe claw, tooth, something like that. This symbol is water, and this is like twine or like vinage. The way this works, we are rolling dice. We have to match the total a certain way. So this is kind of a high card to be able to accomplish. I'm probably gonna shoot for at least water and fish. 4, 6, 2. That's what you have to roll, and I'll show you how that works. So then next you take a card, and I'm gonna be rolling dice, and let's see, like this, and this will go like this. So basically, I'll be rolling dice and placing dice out here. And this will lead to paths that are gonna, so I can place dice on this card here, and I'm trying to match up a number that's gonna equal out. So there's going to be another card that's going to go here that's going to add or possibly subtract to the total that's on the left. So I need to place dice that equal out to see these little trail here that leads to the different sides. So say this is a -1 here and it goes to the 6, so that I need a 5 between in that location. So there are these where this gives me an extra resource depending on where I've drawn it from, which I'll have to look that up from for lakes. And then this is something bad that could happen if I don't accomplish that by completing that. So we'll shuffle this up. You'll kind of see what's going to happen here. So yeah, this here. So I have the 4 on that side. So let's go right like that. So oh wait. Actually, I'm gonna roll the dice first. You do that blindly, so hold on. That isn't the card that's gonna come out. I'm gonna roll first. So I roll 4 dice. And you can use them or not use them, it's up to you. Alright, so here's what I rolled. So 2 5s and 3 and a 2. So I want to make sure I get a fish. So this is good, and these paths cross too. So I'm gonna try. So I will probably for sure put a 5 here to try to accomplish that. The 6 is less likely. I do want water though out of this at the very least. So I'm gonna put a 5 there. And so the 4 is gonna go up top here. I could put 2 there just to make sure that it happens. So I could go like this. And that would also be a 5. So there's 5s across the board that I'm trying to get. So now, let's see if I did it. So, take this card, random card off the thing. This is this one. Sorry. So, you can see. Let's see if I accomplished it. So, first one that leads to that, a 4 and a +2. So I'm not going to get that. So the 5 doesn't do anything, unfortunately. The same with. Well, I could actually let me look. There's 2. It crosses multiple locations, so it's not going to do anything because I'd have to have a 6 to be able to do that. The other location, this swoops down and goes there. That's a 4 and a 5, so I could get that actually. So boop boop, like so. Okay, yeah. So 4 actually I did because 4 plus 1 is 5. I did get a fish, so that one I did get. So I will get a fish token. That, and then same way with this one. This one leads 4 plus 5, so that one also gives me a fish. And then that one is an 8, so I probably shouldn't even play there actually, because yeah, I'm not getting anything with those 2. The water one, that would also benefit. I guess maybe I can choose. That's not a fish, anyway. I'm thinking actually I'm gonna. So the 5 that was here, that could also be this one. I might take that instead. That's 2 plus 1 is 3. Yeah, I'm gonna take a water and a vine instead, along with my fish. I feel like water is useful. And I have to get familiar with these tokens. Yep, there we go. All right, so that is fishing. So that's that individual's action with that. That's how you fish. So nothing bad happened. I didn't get the bonus section because that was more than than what was available. So I'm going to just keep these fishing cards out for now, just in case I want to fish again. So any action now will cost an additional action to could do it there. So now we are on the Betty. So this is kind of cool, this board. You can kind of fit things in, like the water can kind of tuck in there to try to put as many things in your bag as you can. All right, so Betty, she can. I'm thinking maybe she wants to go out and explore. Um, for that. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go out and explore into this location over here. So we'll go over how that works. She's gonna move to an adjacent hex, so we're gonna reveal it first. So this gets revealed, and there's each hex has a little thing on the bottom that kind of tells you, explains it. So then we're gonna draw. So we have these journey cards. I'm gonna draw the journey card. So she's gonna move here. I'm gonna draw the journey, and what it says, you got to resolve if your hex has a chasm, a glacier, a moraine, or mountain. Otherwise, resolve arduous journey. So chasm, I'll have to look specifically for this one to see if there is a chasm. That would be the easiest thing to do because it's SP03. SP03 is a mesa, so there's a cave, chasm, and a mountain. So it has, it for sure has a chasm and a mountain. So we're gonna resolve this. So that's handy. So what this says is unsure footing. As you make your way down an incline, a stone beneath your feet gives way, leaving you teetering on a sharp slope. I'm going to be testing, what's that one? Dexterity, which I'm okay at, so that's good. All right. To maintain balance, add +2 if you have a walking stick, which I do not, unfortunately. So I'm going to roll one die and then add my modifier, which is a +5. And yeah, so I can roll it over here so you guys can see. There we go. It was a 2. So it's a 7. So for a 6 to 10, it says you skid down the slope and scrape your leg on a sharp rock. Suffer, looks like damage, then gain 1 river stone. Okay, so I'm going to suffer a little bit of damage, which will go on my tracker here. Where are those? I think they're on this. Are they on this side? Different health conditions. No. Oh, is it here? Yeah. Yeah, they're all on here. Oh no, it's over there. Okay, I see it. There is a lot of tokens, so this is what I suffered. Broken bone. That goes there on my board. That's a bummer. But I do gain 1 river stone, so that's one here, I believe. Yes, that one. Okay, I got a river stone. There we go. So that's what happens with that for me traveling. Broke a bone, but I got a stone. So hey, that worked out, kind of. So that didn't cost an action because that's what happened. for her. But now she is over here. She can explore that area. She can. There's not a lot in that location. So we'll say that's her. That was her action. Now we'll move on to him. To. Yeah, man, there's not a lot at this location. What were. Let me see what's available for her. SPO3. I'm going to definitely be referencing the hex location spots. So she has, where she's at, a chasm and a mountain. So she could potentially mine there. She can't forage. Where he's at SPO1, there's a lake and a prairie. So he could potentially forage where he's at. Prairie, let's see. Yep, can forage using the prairie deck. So yeah, I'm going to do that with him. So you can see what that looks like. Let's go here and grab the prairie deck. That's this here. We'll just give that a little shuffle. This is, I'd say this is more the moderate side. It's not hard to get into, necessarily. There's just a lot of, I think the initial play of it is going to be a little more difficult. I'm going to play this multiple episodes. I'm kind of learning, I've read up on the mechanics and stuff, but actually doing them, that's a different thing. So way you forage. So to forage, it's going to technically cost 3 for him because of where he's at. It's gonna we've already looked in that area, so it's gonna be a little more difficult to. So that would cost 3 for me to forage in that prairie location that he's at. The way that works, so I can draw 2 cards for the prairie, and then I choose one. So if a predator shows up, these are predators. I do have to keep them, so both of these show up as predator cards. So it doesn't matter. The way this works, there is a foreground, midground, and background. There are different things in which you can forage in a location. So there's trees, there's different plants you can forage. You can hunt small and large game. You can even hunt predators, but they're very hard to, without a weapon, to be able to do. So maybe I'll start by foraging wood. Okay, Games Fire, welcome in. So there's different plants that we can forage. Basically, you need a trail, so you can always forage from the foreground. But if you want to forage from the midground and the background, you have to have the same items in each location all the way to the back. So right now, I have this in the foreground. I kind of would like to get wood. So I think I'm going to stick with this card. So that's going to stay there. This gets shuffled back in. There. And I draw 2 more cards. And I can place 1. So this has a tree. There. Time foraging. Let me make sure I'm doing it correctly. Okay. So, draw 2 cards, choose 1 to add to your foraging tableau and shuffle the other back in the deck. You may repeat the step above any number of times, each time drawing 2 cards and adding 1. Yes, that's what. Okay, so We'll probably choose this one because that one has it in the foreground there, and there's trees in the midground, and there's ones in the background. So I'm gonna go ahead and just is there in the mid? Oh wait, no, that's in the foreground. Shoot. So right now, so there's no trees in the midground. So all I can get is trees in that front tree there right now. Okay, so I can draw two again. Flip. All right, so I did get one. Did get one here. See, that one is in the midground. So now I have a path in which I can get all the way back to the back tree. So I can get up to I can get three resources now. So choose one. So I'll pick tree, wood. Then choose one of those objects within reach and gain its corresponding resource. You may choose a secondary bounty object of the same type within each reach. Within reach, yep. You may choose a third bounty object, some type, yeah, it's in reach. So there, I have all three of them are within there. Some items will allow you to harvest more than three bounty objects of a certain type. Lastly, gain all the bonus resources hidden in your or around your objects harvested. So I will get three wood. Where is the wood? So as I play this game, I will learn more easily learn where these resources are. There's a bone. There's that. There are all the stones. That's a pelt. I'm thinking that one is a wood. I will double check that. So I will get three of these. That's definitely not a wood. Double check over here. Yeah, these are all stone and food. So yeah, so I got three wood. And then there will be bonus items. So next to them. So this one has a bone next to the tree. Or no, that's sorry, that's next to an animal. I'd have to actually go after the animal to be able to do that. So that there's no bonus there. Has to be actually on the tree, so there's nothing on that tree. Nothing on that one. I see there are some vines on this one, so I do get some vineage stuff. So this dude's getting all kinds of junk. There we go. So this goes back and gets shuffled back in. That is how you forage. Shuffle that back up. So that's all of his actions that he has. That's leaves him with no energy left. Oh, I almost feel like she should go back potentially, but she'll then have to get another journey card. I feel like yeah, that's kind of a bummer. That area is not the greatest as far as resources, because all there is a mountain. She can mine. She could do that. What was the other thing that's there? Was it a chasm? Yeah, she's basically in a mining area. So I'm thinking I'm gonna have her move back to where he's at. He can share. Well, he's all out of food. Well, actually, it's gonna cost her a boatload of stuff to do something there. Ugh, yuck. It's kind of kind of a rough area that she's in. She would be good if she got water though. But she's got all her actions she can spend. I guess we could Mine with her. Oh, so after we completed this, it says add learn to forage to your goals, find the card and put it into play. Oh, okay. Actually, we just did that. So we're kind of ahead of the game here. Learn to forage. So that comes into there. That comes out. Let's see what forage did. We just did this. So this is, you can see, this is our goal card that came out after we finished fishing. So we're going to kind of work through the basics for this playthrough. The plants and animals at the valley are unfamiliar to you. You'll have to look carefully to find useful objects in the tableau you build, all while avoiding predators that stalk the vale. All right. One character must forage at the forest or prairie by performing the action below. They spend 2 actions. They place. I don't know if I would place another one there actually. I'll have to see. To forage using the foraging deck, matching the feature. So I might not count this one with that forge because it makes me put another one of those depleted tokens on there. If placing a second, flip it. So yeah, let me see what happens if it's already, because I already did the learn to fish thing. Oh, okay, maybe so. It was actually like this. Technically, so it's just it starts with the one depleted. Then by foraging, it went to that. So he technically has one more energy. So he did do this, and that got flipped. This goal is completed after a character forages. So we did that. So those 2 things are done. The forests, glades, and open plains contain a bounty of, so long as you are cautious enough to avoid the predators lurking within. So now I'm going to add learn to mine. All right, so this comes out. Fishing. Now we have the learn to mine one is going to come out. So we're working through some goals here. So that's good. That's kind of things we need to do for this playthrough. So we'll put that into play. And that's that. So, boy, there's not a whole lot she can do. She can mine. I mean, technically. I mean, we could get that out of the way, I guess. It costs her 2 energy. All right, so mining works in the way. There's nice. They did give nice quick reference cards to go with. So we need to gather mining tokens. Gather the 5 mining tokens of each type based on the feature. So that is on here, I think. All right, yeah. Where are you, Chasm? Yeah, so we will grab, it's like 2 stones, 2 river stones, and this red one here. So this is what's going to come. Going to be in our bag by mining at the chasm. There's that one. Come on out. So we'll do that. And then we have this handy dandy bag here. You can see that's what they're going to go in. And it says in the rules you can kind of feel around the shapes if you're looking for a particular stone. She's already got 1 river stone, so maybe I'll try to grab one of these instead. But it is allowed to feel the different stones in there too when you're mining. So, we're going to shuffle the tokens, shuffle the stones of each type, and there's an omen side that'll come into play. I'll show you what that means. Without looking at the omen, take the number of each type of stone that is available at the feature, which we're at the chasm is what we're mining at. So reach into the sack and pull out one of the tokens and gain one of the matching materials. I am going to try to get that one more oval shaped one, I think. Oh, well, I didn't. It didn't come out that way. So I will reveal the omen. It is this symbol. And what we do, the omen matches the current omen. So the current omen is on this card here to start. So it does not match that symbol there. As we do night cards, there'll be different omen symbols that'll come out later. So nothing happens. But if they do come out, some things can happen with that. I can continue to mine a maximum of 3 times. I just repeat steps 4 and 5. So I kind of want to get that. Where's that one? Is that it? What's that one feel like? Okay, I'm gonna whatever. Let's see. Woo! Yes, got it. So we will flip the and see if it matches the current omen. No, it does not. So we're good there. We're safe. Nothing came up. She's gonna have a sack full of rocks during this adventure. All right. And then we got this. That is all we can pull from this time around. Let's see if it matches. So it's like a crescent moon. No, it doesn't. We're good. So you won't see what happens yet with that. So we've successfully mined 3. Oh, and that cost me 2 energy. And we will place a depletion token on here. So we know it's going to cost more to do more things there. Oh, man. What else should I do? So I still have 3 energy to work from. I have no food. I have a bag full of rocks. So there's that. I could process things. I could do that. I may wait till the next day to do those. I kind of want to be with my partner here in our cave. I do have sticks and vines. I don't know if I can make like a fishing rod or something. We'll see. But everything still fits in my bag. I'm going to have her go back. Well, he's got 1 more energy. I'm going to flip that. Oh, I don't know if I can. I'm going to, with his action, I'm going to gather water for them. Because she's going to need one. He's going to be good on food. She's not getting food this round, unfortunately. It's all right. I've had a bummer. That's a bummer. Having a headache. So I'm gonna have her journey back. She at least was able to mine. So we did this technically. Let's do this first. She spent the 2 energy, in mine. She did good. This goal is completed after character mines. All right. So there's that. These stones will be crucial in tool making. Mining can be thirsty work, though, and your eyes turn back towards the lake. It's funny, I'm going back to the lake. So I'm going to add gather water to your goal. So I just keep working through these. Okay, so gather water. And it's what he did. I should probably look ahead on what they're doing here. Okay, a character must gather water at the lake in your hex by preparing the action below. So technically, I'm going to gather 2 water with this. So we'll do that. This goal is completed after a character has gathered water, and each character has at least 1 water in their inventory. So that technically hasn't happened yet, but it will. We can swap items back. But first, okay, for that to happen, I need her to move there closer to him. She's going to draw a journey card, and we'll see what happens based on that location. Resolve if you are alone. Otherwise, resolve arduous journey. So we're not not alone. So this matters about which hex you're going into. It's just gonna cost her an energy for an arduous journey to move to that location, back to her buddy Tim there. We've got Tim and we got Betty that are playing here. So we can, for free, I can give her water. So I'm gonna put her water in a water place. This technically can go here and here for him during the night phase when we eat at night and drink at night. And then yeah, so this took care of this. That was free. So this happens. You return with fresh icy water. So next is create a shelter to your goals. So that is the next one here. This says caves aren't ideal for long-term dwelling, but they can make good temporary encampments. By scouting and preparing a cave, you can make a seasonal habitation. The character prepares shelter in a cave by performing the action below. So it takes 1 energy, add a shelter token to the hex, or upgrade a token. So that this depletion doesn't affect that. So she does have extra energies to do this, so that would be good to do that. We'll go ahead and do that, and we'll get our little shelter token here. That's gonna be our shelter in our cave system right there. And this goes right in this location where this cave is, right there. And this goal is also completed. So we're just kind of working through the initial stuff here the first day that we're doing things. After a shelter token. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, yeah, a 1. So if you're playing with multiple people, you have to place a 2-level shelter. So that's placing a shelter and then doing it again. So, but for solo rolls, we only have to do a 1. So this is done. Your improvised shelter only lets 2 people rest in comfort, which is good. There's only 2 of us. But at least it will provide a break against the wind when you decide to rest. If you haven't completed Survive the Night, you must undertake that goal to progress. So technically this is done, but now we are going to be moving on to the Survive the Night phase of things. So that gives you an idea of the most basic thing. So we foraged, we mined, and we fished all within that day. So that's cool. So that's kind of the basics. So the game, in a way, kind of teaches you as you go some of the more advanced things. I've been loving Stonesaga, but have paused my campaign until the errata pack comes out. Oh yes, I seen. Yeah, I saw there is an errata. I believe I think the app possibly has the errata on it, so double check that. There is an app for this that has the codex. I think the errata was on there. But yeah, so that is the basics of what we're doing. So we're gonna move on to the night phase because, I mean, technically she has 1 energy. She could gather water if I want to. I mean, might as well gather another water just to have it in the inventory. It's one less thing she has to do. All right, we move on to the night phase. There is each step of the night phase that we have to do. I'm gonna step it through here. So we're gonna check for first. We're gonna check for perished characters. Neither one of us died, which is a nice thing. So that's good. Recover, consume one food and water to regain energy. Being in a hex with fire or shelter provides extra energy. Okay, so he's gonna eat a food and a water. And any food that you do not eat kind of ferments, and then if it's fermented, then it will perish. You have to get rid of it. They are perishable foods except for nuts and grain, but you have to process those. So, and then for her, okay, so that gains him 2 energy. He was in a shelter, so he will get an extra energy. Yeah, 1 food, 1 water to regain. Let me go off of here just to make sure. Characters regain energy. Okay, so so 2 for being rested. So that's 1, 2. 1 for food, 1 for water, and 1 for he was in a shelter. So he is completely revived his energy. For her, she'll get 2 for resting. She will drink a water, so she'll get 1 for that. She will get 1 for being in a shelter. There we go. That is everything for there. So hunger and thirst. If you consume food and water, degrade 1 malady. Oh, I should have gave her the food. Shoot, if I would have knew. If you did not consume any food or water, suffer damage. So I could have got rid of this broken bone that she has. But, or does it say if you consume food, got to do both food and water. So technically, I should have gave her the food. And yeah, that would. How about I'm playing solo, so I'm gonna retcon that. We'll say that he gave her the food because I didn't know that particular rule at the time, and that will get rid of. So technically, he has 1 less energy. She'll have 1 more, and she'll get rid of her broken bone that she did traversing the crevasse. Okay. Tokens degrade, so we don't have anything that's gonna spoil. Degrade each one of these tokens, so this one's gonna go away. This one's gonna go down. Did that. Tend to fire. I don't have fire, so I can't do that. Then reconcile inventory. Freely exchange items and resources if in the same hex. Then discard tokens that do not fit in. So everything fits in our bags, so we're good there. We did that. The resolve night cards. Each character draws and resolves 1 night card. So I'll start with Tim, and I'll have Betty do it. So let's do that now. So we have this deck of night cards that we have here, and different things are going to happen. So for Tim, solo. Thank you. This one's called, so resolve if your hex has a river. It does not. Lake, it does. Or wetland. Otherwise, resolve tranquil night. Okay. Tranquil night's good. I think nothing happens. Calming stars. The stars swirl on the surface of strange waters. You behold So I have to, for him, I got to test awareness. He's a 3. Add +2 if you are attuned. I am not. I'm resourceful. And +2 if you have a talisman item. I do not have that either. Didn't even know there were talismans. So there you go. So I'm going to roll a die. And we're going to see. It's going to be a +3 to this, to his awareness. And we'll see what happens. So I'll roll here on the green screen. Yay, a 1. Woo! That's awesome. So we got a 4. It just says beautiful eyes in the dark. We add 1 foot. One I can't remember, I believe this is unrest, I think is what it's called. Our boost is that if you're full on energy. Oh yeah, okay. That makes sense. I wasn't aware that was a so boosting a stat so you can spend, so you're saying spend an energy. I could have boosted one of these stats. There's these sections here in which you can add a +1 to your stat. So that was his. We that bumped up 1. That was all that happened there. And it's not going to matter with this particular symbol, but it will. If this is the last card in the discard, this symbol matters when you're mining for the omen symbols. So we got that. Now we're going to resolve her knight, see how she did. Let's see what Betty had to do. Resolve if your hex has a forest. It does not. Prairie or wetland. Otherwise, resolve. I don't think that one. Maybe it had a prairie. I think it does. Yeah, prairie and that location. Okay, does have a prairie. Growling in the dark. A throaty rumble shakes the leaves of nearby trees. What lurks beyond the firelight? So I have to test. Oh no, conviction, which is my worst stat, is a 1, a +1. To remain calm. At +2, if you are indomitable. No, I'm not. I'm cunning. Oh no. Well, really, there's no way to really. Not this roll doesn't matter, but I'm gonna do it anyways, just so you see it. Oh man, I'm rolling great. Look at that. So we're gonna go. It's a 2. So what happens is, Panik grips your camp. Add 1 of these. That might be the unrest one. Then place a mystery token in a randomly selected adjacent hex. All right, so there are these mystery tokens that activate. Where are you, mystery tokens? Are you the mystery token? All right, so these are mystery tokens. They activate when you enter the hex where they are located. You do it randomly by assigning. So we'll say this is 1 through 3. This is 4 through 6. We'll roll a die and see what happens. So we got a 3. So it's going to go boop in that location. The mystery token. So we'll see what happens with that. All right. So we're still good in that. So the new symbol. So this one has 2 symbols. So the little cloud symbol and the little starburst symbol are going to be our omen symbols for this day that we do certain actions that correspond with those. All right, so that was that. We resolve those. We increase the foot and so we move this one up 1. So that's at a 2. So we add that. Resolve any challenge events on the back of the current challenge card whose activity threshold has been reached or passed. So our next threshold for something to happen is a 4. We're at 2. So that's not going to happen. So we are good there. Cool, cool. Now we're going to check these different trackers that we have here. Our population is at 8. If it's at 0, we do this. If this one is at 20, we go in the codex. So we're good there. We're not even close to that. I believe it's unrest. Let me get the exact what's on here. On the back of the rule book. Yeah. Unrest, activity, population, and where are you? Lower. This is lower. Okay. So that completes the night phase. Not too bad. We made it through a day. Mystery. Is it mystery? It could be. Says lower. Alright, okay. So this happens. We completed our night phase here. Characters don't have enough energy to take actions. Yep, we did that. The night phase are found. Yep. The sole goal is completed after you completed night phase. We did that. Woohoo! And it says, the dawn breaks over the icy mountains, and the warmth slowly returns to the valley. A new day phase begins. For future reference, the player reference card contains an abbreviation version of the steps of the night phase. Yep, we went through that. Add explore your surroundings to your goals. So we're going to explore our surroundings. There. Make sure I didn't. Okay, we created shelter. Okay, yep, that's everything we needed with those cards. There we go. So now our current goal is explore your surroundings. Now that you have found sources of water and established shelter, you must take stock of your surroundings in the strange new place. Character can now a character can move into an adjacent hex by performing the move action, which we've already done. Follow the rules on rulebook page 25 to move into each of the unexplored hexes. This goal is completed when all hexes have been explored. So we've already kind of moved ahead a little bit. So as long as we explore here, and we'll see how that resolves. I think you match it up to the current lore symbol. Yeah, so we're back in business. So we're going back with Tim. He'll start us off. Tim, do you want to go explore this area? I think so. Okay, Tim, you're going to go here. This will be revealed. This. We draw a journey card because he journeyed. Resolve if you are alone. He is, otherwise, so he is alone. That is true. Lonely path. If you find yourself terribly alone in your wanderings, and a melancholy settles upon you. All right, he's going to test his conviction, which is a 4. +4 to raise morale. Add +2 if you have music, a music symbol. I don't have that. And add +2 if you are intrepid. He is not intrepid. So we're going to be a straight up +4. We're trying to do a 9+ to get the good results. Wonder did we need to deplete the shelter? Let me make sure I didn't. missed that step. I don't, maybe not. Nope, doesn't say I have to. Okay, we'll double check that. All right, I'm going to roll this. So he's going to be testing his convictions. Been rolling one so far. That's been really fun. Oh, it is a 3. So that's going to be a 7, which is in the middle here. So it says, you whistle a tune in the wind. Thin and strained, I lose an energy. Okay. No biggie. Now, let's resolve this. So this was what was on there. That is one of our lore symbols. Okay. Oh, yeah. This is exciting. It's probably bad, but we'll see. The plateau. Yep, Skyreach Plateau. It is the star. Okay, here we go. This is what happened. You see a strange light on the horizon. A distant campfire. Gain one of these. Lore. Gain 1 lore. Wow. I gain a lore. And oh, that's nice. A 2 to my conviction. Where are you? Bonus tokens. That goes here. I can show you what that looks like. There you go. We got a 2. This was a good thing. Then place 1 mystery token in a hex without a character. Oh, that's easy enough. We'll grab a different one. That will be here. Choosing the farthest hex from your hex if able. Well, there we go. That's the best we can do there. So hey, yeah, got a +2 to my conviction. That'd have been nice earlier while I was whistling Dixie, but we got it now. So hey, I don't know if that would have been resolved first before. Well, we'll go with that way it went though. So that goes back in the box. There you go. So we are in this new location. We're in SP5. Let's see what's in our. I definitely chose an area that has a lot less forestry stuff. So the hex, nice thing is the hex tells you exactly what's in these locations. So it has a mountain that's obstructing, a moraine, and a prairie. It's a mesa. Oh no, it's got multiple things. So zone A that has a mountain. Oh, you know, there was a prairie over there. Okay, so zone A has a mountain, moraine, and prairie. Zone B has a chasm. So these are split up into like A, B, and C. It has a chasm and dried flats. It also has a lake, mountain, prairie, and river. Is that a river? I'll be dang. Oh, yep, going off into this valley area there. Okay, so it's got a boatload of things. Tim is convicted. He is. Good job, Tim. All right, so that was Tim's action. Tim, he looks shrub-like, so I figured he's Tim that does shrubbery. All right. What do I want to do with her? We need to craft some things at some point. I wonder. Oh, we did this. So all the hexes. Oh, this goal is done. So this happened. You have made a survey of the area. Now have a good sense of the terrain around the place you arrived. So we're going to add gather resources to the goal. So that's the next one we got to work on. So we have 3 more goals left. We'll probably work through these this stream. Where am I at? Yep, we're doing good. So, gather resources. To thrive in the new place, you'll need to acquire more resources. Fortunately, the valley has many materials available, but you'll have to work to get them. Character could gain materials from foraging, mining, and even sometimes from fishing. This goal is completed when the character is, or as a group, have 2 wood, 1 fiber, 1 sunstone, 1 river stone, and 1 cloudstone. So I think, wow, we're close to that actually. We have the 2 wood, we have the vine, we have the sunstone. All we are missing is the cloudstone. Where are the cloudstones? Where can I find cloudstones? Let's see. It's cave. Oh. So she could technically look in our cave there for a cloudstone. Maybe she's gonna do some more mining and complete this this one here, the gather resources one. Otherwise, because we pretty much have it all so far. We're just clipping right along here. So yeah, she's going to mine, and that will well, yeah. I guess she might as well mine where she's at, but it's going to cost an extra energy to do that because of it's depleted a little. So it's going to add a +1. So this is going to flip though to now it'll be a +2. So she's going to mine in the cave. And let me grab my sack. We're going to have a couple these stones, a couple of these guys. You're going to need to start processing some stuff too. And one of these. All right. I need to find the roundy one. That feels right. Oh. Don't mess with me, thing. I need an example. Okay. There's no grooves on it. Not that one. Is it this one? Could it be this one? Or am I feeling this one? Yeah, they have similar similar surfaces. Oh man, I don't want to miss. I think it's this one. Let's go with this one. Let's go. Oh man, I got that. All right, that's our first thing. So let's match it to our symbols here. It does not match the omen, so we're safe there. Let's try this again. Stop giving me the stuff I don't want. Come on. You're not it. Or are you hiding from anything? Okay, it's not that one. What did I put in there? 2 of those. It's gotta be this one. It's gotta be this. It is! Aha! Huzzah. Alright, we'll flip it. And it is the crescent moon, which is not part of our... So that does not affect us. I think that's all I'm gonna... She's got so many stones now. I think we're good on the stone front. She's gonna be the stone lady. She's Stone Cold Fox. Alright. Yeah, we're gonna stop there with her. Oh man, I will need food. Well, have water for next time around. Food would be good. He needs to definitely forage for food. Just without or fish. Okay. Let's not jump ahead. Let's do this. We have completed gather the resources. We have all of these things between the two of us as a group. So we did that. So we completed it. Your hard work has paid off, and you've gathered several useful resources. Add process materials to your goals. Okay, makes sense. We're moving right along here. So this is the next one. Processing materials. That'll be a fun thing to show you how that works, how they're processed, how we can make new items by combining things. That's pretty cool. There we go. So this one says, in order to make more advanced tools, you'll have to figure out how to shape, cut, and break down the materials you find in more useful components or into rudimentary tools themselves. Okay, a character can take the process action to use any tool icon in their inventory to flip material tokens with the corresponding icon. So I have no tools yet. These different tokens have these icons on them on the bottom right that shows you what tools can be used to process this material. So that one has a flame and like a cutting tool on it to be able to process. This one, the Vinage, has a cutting tool at the bottom right there. There you go. So we can work on this. So this goal is completed when the characters as a group have one shaped cloudstone, one flaked riverstone, and one woven fiber. Okay. I see. So when we process them, those are in here. Oh, I need to put the corresponding item stones for her. I was giving her the actual. These are more like a representation. These ones are. That's good. It takes up less room. So I gotta exchange these tokens for the stuff that corresponds to this. Okay, and then this one. Yeah, and it shows you each each one that the type of tool it needs to be processed. All right. So some of these just take stones themselves to be able to process other stones. I'll double check in the book just to make sure. Yeah, these take stones. That one takes fire to process. We don't have fire yet. I do have wood. I could make a fire potentially. Okay. So that is her action. Hey, hey, hey! Oh, I've been lurking since the start of the stream because I'm getting hit by a storm. Oh, okay. Yikes. I hope you're safe. Sorry, I missed your chat there. I appreciate the lurk. So that was her turn, and now we're on to him. We're kind of in need of food for sure. Um, I need to see if shelters degrade. That's what I want to look. Let me take a peek at that real quick. Just want to make sure. Nope, they do not. Okay. It's only fires that kind of you have to keep adding resources to. Okay. So, what shall we do with him? He has not the stuff. They kind of have like different things, and they both have things they need to. She has the things to process his materials, basically. So she's going to be focusing on that more so. I feel like we want to get food. So he could fish. That wouldn't be a bad thing. Food. It'd be nice to have some food for them. They both have water, so we're good there. Um, yeah, maybe do some fishing. We can either fish in the river or the lake. So there's both those locations here. Cheat. There we go. And the only difference of the two is the river. They will give you different things based on like the bonuses will give you different things, and I'd have to look up what that is. Yeah, so let's do that. Let's let's fish in the lake, I guess. Let me see what one would be better. 'Cause I know one gives you a bonus fish potentially. That would be good because we need food. Okay. Yeah, oh, lakes gain additional fish, river gain one additional water, wetland gain either one additional fiber or one additional wood. So we're gonna fish in this lake. Here's the fishing deck. Let's shuffle that one up. We'll see. Hold on. Flip that one over. We're gonna reveal Papow. All right. So there's potential for fish and a water and a stone, and stick and vinage is what we can get. And then our path to that is this one. Like this. So, as you can see, oh, it's all fours. That's kind of a bummer. Um, so those two, because it could be a plus to something. Um, man, I'm hoping I could get an additional fish to feed both of us. So I'm gonna roll two dice and we'll resolve those. Oof, that was some weak ass rolls. Uh, three, three, and two, two. All right, so we got boy. We want to try to get fish if possible. We're not gonna get them by individual dice. Six. We need something. We need a modifier. We need this without. Oh, those are all separate. Shoot. Those dice are not pleased. I agree. They're shroom proof. Oh man, I don't think there's the best I possibly could do is the bottom one. Maybe I should also spend my energy for for fishing, which is 2. And we will place this here. Oi. Yeah, this is a rough fish. This is not a lot of fish in this hole. Darn it all. I think my best bet is maybe this wood and the vine, which I really don't need. Youch. Unless it's a minus. I mean, I can hope that it's a minus 1 at the top for that 4. Yay, yay, yay. I mean, I can do. Let's do this, I guess. We'll do 5 there. And hope we draw a really nice card. Oh, man. Here we go. It's a -1 in this group. Okay, so let's see what we got here. And I put none on the -1 track. Oh, darn. The other one's a +4, so this did nothing. And then that's a +3, which is, yeah, 7. This is 5. Ouch. Rough day of fishing. Oof. That was rough. So that was a bust. Oh, Tim, you did us wrong. Some poor fishing there. I guess. Well, that's all he's gonna do. I guess she can process some these materials. I'm gonna go ahead and put their waters in their little water reserve area. Not a lot of eating tonight. Tim better work on his on the old fishing skills. All right. Here we go for processing. So, how to process. So here we go. I don't think that mentioned on here. This is just the basic stuff, right? Yeah, there's no process reference on there. Two. Okay, perform a process action. A character spends 1 energy, then they can process up to 3 resources, 1 at a time. Okay, by choosing a resource token in their inventory to process. Okay, so I just gotta figure out what the different symbols mean. I can tell the flame I need fire. I do not have fire. I don't have that. So we have cut, drill, grind, heat, and strike. What do we need to do grinding? Be granted tools. Sure. Okay. So, two of them need striking. Three need grinding. Which token does what is the question. That is my question. Hmm. 28. Okay. Oh, I see. On the top left, it'll say if it can be used for that. Okay, I see it now. So these ones can be used to grind. I see. Okay, that makes sense. So we are gonna process our materials. It's gonna cost an energy to do that. And I can do up to 3. So I might as well. Okay, these two need striking. I don't have a striking, so I'm gonna use this to grind this one. And now I can use it for striking. So I'll use that to strike this one. So I'll kind of show you how it works. So on the top left, when you process, so beforehand, this is what it needs. This is what it can do. So this can do striking. So this one needs striking to be able to be processed. So we'll strike it, and now it's a cutting tool. It can cut things by itself. And now I can do one more. So I could do another striking, or I'm thinking just for variety's sake. Okay, we're good there. One. Okay, I got the one cloudstone. So we're good. We just need a woven fiber to be able to do that. And then for that, I need a cutting, which I can use that for. Okay, so we're good. I just have to get back together with him to be able to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and grind this one down to see what comes up. Okay, so that's a processed one of those stones. That one, so that was 3 for that. So that is hers. He has one more. I'm going to move back home. I'm going to journey to this location. So we draw a journey card. Resolve. Disorienting fog. Despite your claims to the contrary, you are quite lost. Oh, great. I'm going to be testing my awareness. So this is a 3 to find the way. Add +2 if you have a map. And add +4 if there is an outpost in your hex. There's no outpost. I haven't built one of those yet. Okay. So we got a +3. Come on, 6. We got a 4. So we're going to be at a 7. Oof, that's not good. One more would have been good. You end up in an uninspected place, lose an energy, and flee. All right. I gotta look up the flee rules. Flee, run away. Page 55 for fleeing. I think I randomly end up somewhere. Okay. Flee. When a character flees, your miniature is placed in a randomly selected adjacent hex which is determined by rolling a die. When a character flees, they do not draw a journey card or resolve an arduous journey. Okay, so right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I might be running back exactly where I was. Nope, I'm over here. And I'm guessing since I moved into a space with that, I have to resolve it. I'm pretty sure I do. Um, boy, okay. It does not match the symbol that is our current symbol. So this will just move this up one. All right. Well, that was crazy. That's rough because I don't think I can go back now. He's energy depleted now, so I can't go back to her. I can't process my cord. I need a cutting utensil, cutting implement to be able to do that. So next day we might be trading back and forth some things. Well, for her, I have one energy left. Let's see if I can. True mentioned something about adding a boost. Let me look at boosts. $14. All right. Two types of boost: minor boost, major boost increases the value. A major boost increases the value of the attribute. A character gains a boost, they gain excellent board. Character already has a minor boost. So, okay. Okay, dexterity. All right, let me ask here. Oh, Tranquil Night. Oh, okay. Is that what you get a boost for that? Okay. Okay, yeah, it's lost. Okay. Um, I will gather water then. I guess that's always a good backup thing. I have room for it. I need to start making some items though. Me and him need to get together. So this happened. This door for him. He's on energy. We're on energy. We're gonna resolve night phase. Okay, so we're both gonna get +2 for being rested. He unfortunately got lost. We don't get a +1 for food. We get a +1 for both being hydrated. Oop, 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 no worry. Comforted. She will get a +1 because she's still in the cave area where their structure is there. He will not because he ran off into that location. There we go. Also, nobody perished, so they didn't have to resolve that. We did hunger and thirst. We didn't. That doesn't get addressed because we didn't. It's not gonna matter. We weren't injured, so that's no problem. Degrade tokens. We don't have food to spoil. We do degrade these, so this will go away. This goes down to 1. For that, there's no fire to tend. Reconcile inventory, we're good there. Now we're going to resolve our night cards. So here's Tim's night card. You can, I don't know if I showed this, but this is what they look like. So it's called Claws in the Night. And we read the top part to see if it happens. Resolve if there is a mystery token. There is not. In an adjacent hex, no. Otherwise, resolve Tranquil Night. Okay. Yeah, so alright, so with Tranquil Night, we're safe. Card, yep. The reward. You recover, oh nice. You recover one energy. Flip one spent energy token back to its available side. And gain one minor boost. Take a minor boost for an attribute of your choice. Okay. Yeah, this is what you were talking about. Okay. So let's boost. Dexterity might be good. He's not great in awareness though. I'm gonna boost awareness so at least it's the same across the board. There we go. All right, so there we go. That took care of that. This does not happen, thankfully. I had a tranquil night for once. And then for her, we are going to resolve. We just straight up resolve this. This one's called Primal Vision. In your dreams, you perceive the world through an ancient beast's senses. Primal instincts begin to flood your mind. Choose one and resolve it. Okay. I can either embrace the primal mind or maintain your sense of self. That's interesting. Um, okay. So to embrace the primal mind, if no behemoth mark is on the primal cave wall, 594. Um, in the codex and read it. Otherwise, gain. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go into 594 in the codex. Apparently, this is the first codex reading, I think, for the most part. Okay. Here we go. The other one was lose energy, then just place a random mystery token. But I'll read the codex. Let's see. Within your mind's eye, you see a spreading canopy of trees from above. Are you atop a vast mountain? The world lurches forward, and the thunder of your footsteps shakes the canopy. You have taken the form of a beast of unthinkable scale, striding across the landscape in pursuit of primordial instincts. The trees scatter like leaves as you stomp through the forest. You awaken covered in sweat, a dreadful certainty lingering in your mind. Somewhere, at some great distance, this beast treads forward with purpose. Choose one and resolve it. Okay. So I can either reach out for the unfamiliar mind or seek knowledge of this behemoth. Okay. Oh boy, do I want to? Do I want to put? Okay. So the first one is if there is at least one behemoth without its mark on the primeval cave wall, randomly select one of those behemoths. Illustrate the saga of the primal mind on the primal cave wall, including that behemoth's mark and mystery mark. Add 3 to there, and gain 2 into my might. This is, I wasn't expecting this. So randomly, okay. So we don't have, so here's our cave wall. So we will be drawing on this wall, actually, as part of the game, as part of our history, as our as we go along. Okay. So if there is one behemoth without its mark on the permeable wall, randomly select those behemoths. There is not one. Oh, if there is at least one behemoth without its mark on the so yeah, we don't have any on the wall. Behemoths illustrate the saga of the primal mind and the primal cave wall, including that behemoth's mark and the mystery mark. Add 3 to that. Choose a behemoth with an active layer in the valley. Shuffle its secret cards. Yeah, we're gonna go with reach out for the unfamiliar mind, I think. So I was not expecting that to come up. Let me get the behemoth cards here. I think these are it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure these are the behemoths that they're talking about. So I'm going to be drawing on the cave wall to match up with these things. So there's at least one behemoth without its mark. So I wonder what is the behemoth mark? Just their some faith symbol, maybe. They sure are. Okay, that's what I was. Okay, so here, let me get the cave wall out here. I got some kind of writing utensil to do this. Let's mark on the wall. Randomly select one of those behemoths. Illustrate the saga of the primal mind on the primal cave wall, including that behemoth mark and the mystery mark. So I guess I'll just shuffle these guys up randomly. You can find their marks in the codex if you aren't sure. Okay, let me. I want to make sure I do this correct. Oh, I got the codex right here. Where's the reference? Oh, okay. There's all kinds of marks here. Ah, I see it. Okay. Yep. Yeah. So it kind of shows. Here's the whole codex of symbols. There's the different behemoths. Right. Char. Let me mark this in case I gotta. And the mystery is like the swirly symbol that we have. So okay, let's randomly pick one. Do this one. That one is Behemoth 2, so this guy is where we're gonna draw on our cave wall. I had a vision of this humongous creature. I can show you the creatures too. Since that came up, I didn't plan to have that show up this time around. Is that the guy? I don't know. This, yeah, that looks like him. There is some cool sculpts, um, in here, so you can kind of see one of the behemoths. There's 4 of them. Oh no, 3 of them. Okay. There we got that. So I need to draw the cave wall somewhere here. We'll draw the, just kind of in the middle, I guess. We'll draw this kind of swirly symbol there, along with that guy. Testing out my drawing skills here. This is an interesting addition to this game, I tell you that much. Remember, I'm just remembering this from a dream, so not going to be perfect. Kind of curls down like this. Okay. There we go. First cave drawing. Done. And then so did that, including that behemoth mark and the mystery mark. Add 3 to this. 1, 2, 3. Boy, that's gonna bump us into our next stat. I gain a +2 bump to my mighty. Wow, that was a heck of a night. That was her night phase. Okay, woof. So, not too bad. And I can put this back. Alright, that was the, let's see, yep, resolve the night cards. We increase this by 1 more, yikes. Any challenge event, so we will have a challenge event that we will need to do. This here. Valley event. As your people explore the valley, they find an impressive abundance. Each character in a hex with a river, lake, or wetland gains a water. Okay, well that wasn't bad. I'll just put that into their reserve areas. Okay, that was called Valley Event. Okay, no biggie. We're gonna check this. Our people are fine. Are they the unrest? Yeah, we're all good there. Yeah. That's not at 0, so we're good there. All right. That was the night phase. So we gotta get Tim back to camp. Tim, what are you doing? So we're gonna journey with Tim. We're gonna have him go here. Now resolve this if your hex has a moraine, glacier, or mountain. Otherwise, resolve arduous journey. SV01A. All right. What is it? Moraine, glacier. Or mountain. Nope. We're good there. So we're just gonna lose 1 energy because we did arduous journey instead. Yay! That was better than that. We are going to, with her, we're going to want to spend to exchange. It's going to cost 2. No, that's only to do something else. I keep forgetting. This only matters for fishing, foraging, and gathering. Board Game Bard, welcome in. It's good to see you. Thanks for jumping in. We're going to be playing some Stonesaga. This is episode 1. I'm going to be playing it more. This is kind of the first foray into it, tutorial. So if you want, this will be on YouTube as well later on if you'd like to watch it on there, this full playthrough, and on Twitch for a while as well. All right, so she is gonna exchange some items with her friend here. We just drew on a cave wall. That was fun. Yep, absolutely. Thanks for dropping in. I hope you enjoy it. So we need to go to page 27. The exchange action allows two characters in the same hex to exchange materials and items with each other to form exchange. Just an energy, then they choose one other character in the hex with whom exchange. The two characters can exchange any number of resources. That's what I was wondering. So that's good. Because we need to give him something to process his vinage. Because we're trying to get this goal called processing materials. So in this game, we're think of like cave people in a way, and we're building up our materials and building up our society essentially. Um, so she's gonna spend one of her energies to give him one of these cutting utensils. Which ones can cut? That one cannot. I will also kind of show you how I can craft things too. So this looks like the only one that can. So you can see that tiny little symbol there. That means it can cut things. So we'll give him that. Then we'll give her one of his sticks, I think. Maybe one of the vines. I'm thinking. Wouldn't be bad. And I'll give him some of the stuff that hasn't been processed yet because you can do up to 3 processing things. Well, actually, I cannot process that one. I need something that will strike. That was this one, wasn't it? Certain stones do certain things. See what this one did. That was a striking one. What do I need for this one? I think that was striking as well. Grind. Ah. Oh, one is grind and one is strike. That one's grind. Yeah, I don't have a striking stone right now. Okay, no biggie. Maybe I will at some point. Let's do this. I think I will give this over to him though, just for like, because you are limited by this sack here of how much stuff you can carry. Okay, so that was her action of exchanging. We're gonna have him process this stuff up. So he can. So he's going to process this into some cordage. So it takes an energy to process some cordage. He can do 2 more things. Yeah. Have fire. We'll just have him. He can use this to also process the stick into something. A sharper stick. Apparently that stick is sharper than the stick we had. There we go. That's now a sharp stick. Maybe that helps with something. We'll see. Oh, it does have a symbol on it, so it does. It allows you to drill. So that one has drilling ability. I think what that symbol is. All right. So he processed that stuff. So now we have completed processing materials or process materials. We have everything we need for this. And we flip this over and it says these refined materials all come in useful for crafting items. You'll need their tool icons to process additional materials if necessary. Gain the processing knowledge card. Oh, okay. Ah, yes. Here we go. These ones, I forgot about these tarot size ones. These. Okay, there we are. For the first one. There we go. We found it. Forgot about those cards. Those kind of are what set up each gameplay. Apparently our knowledge and other things too. So, knowledge card. This is what the outside looks like. Cool looking art. And 01 is the one that we found. I'll go through that so you can. And we added making tools to there, so we're just about through everything that we need to do. All right, it says you have learned to reshape materials into more refined forms. Each character gains the following. We get an energy process up to 3 resource tokens in your inventory, one at a time. Okay, each character gains for an energy. We can process up to 3 resource tokens in your inventory, one at a time. When a resource is processed, flip the token from the unprocessed side to the processed side. Materials and some food have processing requirements that are indicated by one or more icons next to an arrow on the token itself. The character must have these icons to process that resource, obviously. Each instance of a non-fire icon, so the smash, cut, grind, and drill, can be used once per processing action. For example, a character performing the processing action has cut, drill, tool icons. They can process 2 fibers from the inventory. So yeah. Okay, so it's just kind of a reference to how to process things. It's a knowledge card. So that's handy. That way we don't have to look it up again. We have a nice reference card. All right, that was Tim. Tim here. He processed some goods. Now we got her. So the new one is making tools. That's potentially something we can do now. So the character can take the craft action to combine 2 materials in the inventory. This forms a starting color and 4-digit code, which you then look up in the codex. This goal is completed when the character as a group has any 3 different items. Oh, I gotta craft 3 different things? Okay. Character. When the characters as a group have any 3 different items. Okay. I wonder what's considered an item. Well, I can show you how that'll work with her. So we can craft. It only costs an energy. And from the looks of it, she could potentially craft that not processed yet. No, she hasn't. That one's not processed. Shoot. He can process. He'll be able to process 2. That might be what he's doing. So we'll go. So she has a stick she can use, and she has I don't know. We'll make her a spear or something. We'll see if this comes out. All right. So each of these items have, oh, it's green, so you won't see a whole lot. Has these different symbols and colors that correspond with other things. So you can orient them as long as the symbols. So like with this, I can rotate it this way to match um, that these two colors and symbols, and then we look at the number of symbols on these two tokens, and that figures gives us an idea of where we look in the codex to see if we actually made anything based on the number of symbols that are there. So let me double check doing this correctly again. Page 30. Yeah, so we will count up the numbers here. So there's a 2, a 2, a 5, and a 4. So 2254 is where we'll look in the codex and see if we made anything. Recipes 137. Yeah, we'll be looking at 2254. Okay, here we go. What we made. This shape would create a spear. Rounded cloudstone isn't a suitable tip. You'll need something sharper, though cloudstone could make for a powerful blunt weapon or striking. You may immediately recombine the same materials in a new craft action without spending energy to return them to your inventory. Okay, so that didn't make anything because it's the cloudstone isn't sharp enough to create something. So um, it appears we can go like this and combine. Oh wait, that's red, isn't it? We can combine it like that. And see if it made something, or we can go like this. Maybe no, we tried that. I feel like let's try this. All right, so we're at 3 2 3 2 4 2. We're gonna make something, I tell you. 3. Okay. All right, let's see what it says. You're quite sure that these materials can be made into something useful. Perhaps a different orientation will yield the result. You may immediately recombine the same material in a new craft action or return them to your inventory. Okay, that didn't work. So we did this one, I think, right? That one did nothing. We can try that. 2 3 4 5. 2, 3. And there isn't an entry for that, unfortunately. So I think we've tried every combination possible. Apparently, cloudstones and sticks do not make anything, we've discovered. We try that one. 3, 2, 4, 2. Yep, unfortunately. These two things do not make jack squat. Alright. Well, now we know that that did nothing. Apparently, that was uneventful. We'll try something on her next turn. All right. That did nothing. We'll keep trying to craft. We may have to process some materials here. Or trade. Oh, I should have. Oh, no. I don't have the stuff to process everything. Okay. We'll move back to him. Because we need three different items. Which I wonder if this being processed is considered an item. Because it does. This is a cutting tool. So I wonder if that one counts. I think it might. That's part of the process. I don't know. We'll go with maybe. All right, with him, we're gonna do the same thing, spend an energy to I feel like Vine and should make like a fishing bowl, I'm thinking. Let's do so we have a stick. We have this. Let's look in the codex for 2255. What is this? Let me see. Oh, wouldn't you believe that it does not make anything? Wow, ain't that great? Well, back to her. We'll spend an energy to see if these combine to make anything. So we have a stick in this stone. So we'll go like this, like this. That will be 2265. Well, we discovered these do not make anything. That's two. Oh, I've got to make sure I'm doing those correctly. I'm doing it. Boy, it's hard to craft things, apparently. Okay, back to the resources. Back to the thing here. Okay, we're gonna go try one more thing with him and see how it goes. Pretty sure this should make something. If it doesn't, I'll be amazed. So I got a stick and a pointy rock. That makes nothing, I'll be amazed. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 1. No, 2, 2. Oh, 2, 2. No, sorry. 2, 2, 4, 1. Okay. Hold on, hold on. Maybe I'm looking. Maybe I'm doing this wrong. Hold on. Oh, you know what? Yes, I have been. Okay. Let's redo this. All right. She initially started with. Let's just go back to the. This one she was trying to do. So these would have been red. No, yellow. Okay, that one for sure. Yeah, well, that one doesn't do it. Okay, so they're color coded based on what you're attempting to do here. He tried to do this. Did he try to do that? No, he did not. Okay. Okay. No, okay, no. Maybe that did he do? No, I did not try that with that one. Okay, never mind. But we did try to do. We did try to do yellow, and that did not work out to anything. 2, 2, 4, 1. Yeah, that one. There's nothing in the yellow section for that. Unfortunately. All right. So we've been going for a while now. I think that's where we're gonna end this episode now. So here, let me bring us back up there. So there's an idea of how the Stonesaga works. We're gonna continue this on, possibly this week. Thank you, Open Owl Games, our studios, Open Owl Studios, for sending this over so I can check it out. We'll continue to try to craft things, and on the next episode, we're gonna get to the make tools thing, and then we'll move on from there and continue keeping this on the table for a little while and playing it. So thank you everybody for dropping in and checking this out.